aside from that Alice pick?
Kagura. What
Kagura.
else?
Yeah,
What
they banned out
else?
the Lilia, the Angela. It
Well,
feels like
Veil.
Geek Fam are caught in a bad position.
Veil!
Veil?
Right, I was about to say, with so
Alright.
much dive, with so many heroes on the side of Bigetron wanting to dive, and with how Geek Fam really plays to have a strong frontline and backline presence, crowd control will be great, AoE will be great, Lilia is not an option, but Veil apparently is.
Talk about Veil. Geekfam, they already tried this Franco with Veil, and it doesn't work well for them. I believe it is on the week 1.
Well, I mean...
At their opening match.
Right, I mean, the kits sometimes contradict each other, so it doesn't have the best of synergies, but if they can coordinate and communicate properly, I think Geek Fam can make this work. But from the draft right now, Omawa and Mirko, what do you think?
I would love to see Geekfam win, so yeah, I will stick to my prediction here.
Well,
Geek gonna take the first game.
I would also like Geek Fam to win, so I'm going to stick with Bigetron Alpha here for match number 1, game number 1. But on Wawa, yeah, we're still in the thick with the triple C meta here. Arashi, we're jumping into the Land of Dawn.
Jumping into the portal to the Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 between Bigetron Alpha and Geek Fam. Let's take a look at what the thick meta will show us today.
Get your popcorn ready, boys. This is going to be a 40-minute game with all the tanks in here, especially with these late-game scaling type of heroes, but Rupture already going in onto Max.
Rupture going in for the hook, already delaying the firing pattern of Max. And on the other side, Key actually is pressuring Hans away, almost taking him down. Regen is popped, and Key is going to be approached by Rupture as well as Hans. And the buff will be resetted though, so already a big victory for Bigetron Alpha.
Yeah, this is problem when your opponent is using Masha, is that they could just pressure over and over.
Early gank by Bottle, getting the first blood from Matt. That will be Schwan taken out. 1-1 will be critical for their victory, and already early on getting shut down.
Man, Schwann's Wan can't run.
Why did he reset that one? Okay,
Well-
so it's not stolen. Alright, sure.
Yeah,
But
right.
still, a lot of delay coming in from the Geek Fam.
Rather delay for sure. Hans right now trying his best to try and mitigate the aggression. But even with the Boxia, this Masha pick is just so oppressive in the early game.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Masha pick, it could just go invaded jungle of Geek Fam over and over. And look at this one. Look at the bar of the HP by Masha. She's
Masha.
really, really strong.
Already dueling Hans, level 3 right now. The jungle creep is taken, but Hans will be forced to back away. And he right now, even though he's pressuring, he's still finding extra bits of income from the jungle of Geek Fam. And that is a huge problem, and Boxia needs to get rolling in the early game, literally.
Yeah, this is what we expect from the side of Baksha. We usually see that the Baksha doesn't really get bullied by the Masha, but this game, how is Key actually able to bully him out of his own jungle? We saw it yesterday when Albert played the Baksha. No one was able to touch him, but Key already going in again with Max.
Right, Key already pressuring Hans yet again. He gets hooked though, and now the follow-up from Geek Fam will be poured on onto the Masha though. While that is going on, Max is going to go for the turtle, but will Key go in too deep? Feather airstrike is popped up to make sure that he does get away. Rupture is low, won't be a factor in this fight anymore. Repo is knocked up, and Bigetron will be able to secure the turtle, and that's about it.
This is, interesting. Max jumps into Renvi, doesn't get the kill, Arashi, but this is very, very interesting when we're talking about Geek Fam and their Baksha pick. They usually just want to control these neutral objectives. Obviously, with the Baksha who takes these neutral objectives really, really fast, but they haven't been able to control any side of the map. Every lane is losing.
Yeah, and I would love to see a double retribution from BTR, but they do not use the retribution here. So Key is just keeping the pressure. He just keep invaded the jungle of Geek Fam. And look at the damage that's been done by Key.
Right.
He's just standing there. He's just circling around in terms of trying to get the purple buff. And let's see about the item. Repo with the Molten Essence already being buffed for the Molten Essence bottles. Gonna go into the Clock of Destiny. Key with the Unbending Wheel and also with the Sprint. So he's gonna have a lot of confidence there with the Sprint spell.
Here right now going aggressive to Rupture though. Schwan will try and counter initiate onto him, but right now Geek Fam, they want to go aggressive. They want to use the early crowd control from Boxia as well as Frank to try and get something. But the aggression coming in from Bottle and Key makes it very, very difficult.
Did you see the items for Wan? He might actually be opting to go for a DHS first item instead of Corrosion Scythe to get that additional max HP percentage damage towards these 3 tanks over on BTR side.
I do not think it's gonna be effective yet, but yeah, another invaded, another aggressive style by BTR. And I think that Max could just withstand all of the damage.
Max gets suppressed, Max gets taken out. The kill is taken by the 1-1. Rupture does hook Bottle, but he gets taken out as a result of that. And right now, that is quite the equivalent trade for both teams.
I think that if the Iron Hook does not connect it, he will survive. Yeah. But apparently, the Iron Hook is just connected.
Oh, now Sean getting dove on by Key. That will be a very easy pickup yet again from Matt. Already 2-0 right now.
Oh, this is not really good for Schwan right now in that bottom side. But Hans, he's going for the neutral objective. Repo just dealing damage to him.
He will be able to secure the turtle eventually. And now Repo is forced to back away, but Renvi is in a weird spot. Bigetron won't be going for that kill though.
No, they won't. They really don't need to look for these crazy, desperate plays. Geek fam, they're trading really well after seeing Key, who put his resources, who put himself in that bottom side to go for the dive. They instantly just go look for the objective, and so far it's a very passive game. You know, both teams just trading across the map, but it's time for you guys to get the buy one, get one promo at Sinopolis.
All right. And at the bottom lane, the pressure from Matt, he's just there. He's just chilling out, just doing his job to collecting all of the gold here. And it's going to be a 4v2 at the bottom lane here. It's going to be awesome.
Right. He already, again, pressing for info, pressing for pressure, going on to Rupture, even though there are 3 members available. The Storm connects, the burst coming in from Vince will actually take Key very low. 1 health bar left, getting hooked there. But the crossbow of time gets popped up. Bottle is the main target. He gets taken out by Hans. And now Key is running for his life, and that will be Bigetron Alpha on the back foot.
Very questionable decision making here for the side of Bigetron Alpha. They don't really need to force any crazy plays. They go to the bottom side, even knowing that Geek Fam had the pressure in that side.
Yeah, it's 2v4, and what do you expect there? Geek Fam is just winning the team fight at the bottom lane. Meanwhile, the top lane, it's all about the EXP laner and Glue against Uranus. We all know that it's gonna be a stalemate at the top lane. And let's take a look again at the item here. Matt with the BOD, Swan with the Corrosion side first, and going into the Demon Hunter Sword.
The kiting possibility with the Corrosion Scythe, and later on, that HP damage from the Demon Hunter Sword will be so beneficial for Swan.
Well, take a look at Matt though. With that BOD, he's going to be able to tear through everyone here, but he needs to be careful. The positioning is going to be key for him in this game. It feels like with this new meta, it really does put the shine onto the gold lane and the mid lane to carry the game, whereas the jungler is more utility-based, but in the top side, there's a fight.
Yep, there's a fight indeed, and right now it's a 2v1, I believe. Renvi gets pushed away, but here is a Uranus. He'll be able to back away, and Hans already pressuring for the turtle. Repo will try and deny that, but it will be eventually secured. Repo is still going in very, very deep, goes in with the stun pass, and now Bigetron engages for the fight. Feather airstrike is popped up, but Vince will be able to push Bottle away from that fight. Max is going down onto Renvi, and with how tanky people are, no one is falling down, and the tower is taken by Bigetron Alpha.
Well, you know, it's a bad objective trade for me, technically. When we take a look at Geek Fam, not only did they take that turtle, they took that bottom side turret as well, so it's a 2-for-1.
Well, very slow tempo, but another invade, I guess, from BTR, but they do not want to do that. So yeah, a trade here in terms of the turret. At the bottom turret is already gone as well. So Matt, with the 2-0, I guess that Matt should try to move as well to make a team fight here, joining his teammates. So it's going to be like a 4v4 or 5v5, because that's exactly what Geek I'm trying to do right now.
I think Bigetron has a lot of advantage, but they just really can't force any fights essentially because there's not enough crowd control. But as I say that, Max will go in aggressively. Rupture will be the main target. Feather airstrike is popped up. Reaper 5 stars in. And then the combo by Matt actually doing a lot of damage. But the crossbow of Tang is active. It does not take anyone down. Schwan still survives, and Matt is hiding in the bush. But for how long? Hans will be able to find him there. He will be taken out eventually. That is a 2-for-2 equal trade.
But it's a shutdown for the side of Hans. He picks up 2 amazing kills here, and that's not going to be good for the side of BTR. And there's one thing that I do want to mention here, Omwawa. 1-1 is much better than Beatrix when she does get that ultimate in lane and in these team fights. You can see that Matt is having trouble going up against this 1-1 who can basically fly every single time going up against these 3 melee heroes.
Yeah, and I'm seeing also like Bottle is having a hard time to use his Feather airstrike. Because when he's using his Feather airstrike, he's really prone to the Iron Hook. Or maybe like Renfi also is quite tanky enough, right? Because he's tanky enough, Max can do anything. Look at this, so Renfi is just dancing in front of Max with Matt.
Later on, I think Max will do a lot of damage to the squishier members. I think, as Omama mentioned, the issue there is like whenever there's any channeling spells on the side of Bigetron Alpha, there's just so much crowd control from defense.
Yes, and let's see about the team fight right now.
And Rupture will be the main focus now with the Predator airstrike. He will be taken out. Repo is all the way in the front line, but Xuan is free hitting, even though he is getting zoned by the Predator airstrike. Geekfam is not backing away just yet. Renvi takes a lot of damage, but Repo will be the main focus, and Geekfam will be forced to back away from this Lord.
You know why they backed away? You know why Bigetron Alpha aren't really committing onto these fights? They know Xuan is still up with that crossbow of tank, but they're looking for the Lord.
Looking for the Lord right now, and the fight continues. Key will be the next target, but Renvi and Hans caught in a different situation. The fight finally meets in the middle, but Bigetron Alpha will survive. Key actually comes out of that fight unscathed. Wow.
That's how you're supposed to play the fights when you're up against the 1-1. In the previous skirmishes, Bigetron Alpha, they look for these pickoffs, but they don't get it. Why? Because they let the 1-1 free hit and get those weakness points to outplay the... This time around, though, they keep on baiting. Notice how Key was positioning against this 1-1, baiting him into that corner, and there you go. When you get that Nibiru's Passion on the 1-1 without the Wind of Nature, she's gone.
Ooh, very nice snipe there by Matt. Vince, maybe like one recall, but let's see into the replay by Samsung Galaxy A series. A free Lord, and as well look at this one, Key with the last weakness point. Xuan is trying to get that one,
right?
But suddenly he's just being picked off.
The biggest counter to 1-1, a wall. You stick to that wall, and that's gonna be bye-bye. Say bye-bye to that weakness point. You're not gonna get that.
It's very difficult for Bigetron, I think, to lose when they have so much good AoE, right? I think the issue for them is the setup, not exactly the AoE damage they can have in a fight.
But, you know, on Wawa, if we take a look at this game, Geekfam, if they are actually able to take this all the way to the late game, they can win. They have the Uranus, they have the Baksha, and that 1-1 to carry them up in the late game.
Yeah, but I do not think that they could see the late game if they just keep playing into the style of Bigetron Alpha. Bigetron Alpha, they're just baiting them to come, and after that they're just punishing one by one the member of Geekfam.
Ooh, right now Wendy will be the main focus. Now Consecration is popped, but Hans will be able to zone everyone away. But right now, Bigetron don't have to do anything. They can just wait for their opportunity with the Feather Airstrike, and that is exactly what happens. Wendy will try and zone and clear the minions as fast as possible. But right now, no real fight is breaking out.
No real fight is breaking out. Geekfam are doing an incredible job at defending here in the 11th minute of the game. They know that if they go for a head-on collision, they are going to lose. They need to just go in, wait for these abilities to be used, and look for the fights after those cooldowns have been popped. But it's 11 minutes in. Wawa items.
Yes, I love the item of Hans right now because it's combining with the Guardian Helm with the Twilight Armor. So it's gonna be another magic damage coming in from Hans with every 2 seconds, combined also with Discourse Helm. So I think that Hans is already have enough damage.
Right now, Repo will try and follow up on this aggression. Wendy, yet again, will be the front line, regening everything. And this is what's so difficult for Bigetron. They just can't get the catch that they really need.
Yeah, and you know, if we're talking about Bottle, he's actually scaling really, really well. Once he is going to be able to get those 5 items, I think you should just go for that last item, Glowing Wand, to get more HP percentage damage.
Well, right there, though, Wendy gets very low, and Matt will actually dash forward to try and get the kill. That is very, very dangerous. Fortunately for them, right there, nothing really happens, and the Lord will be spawning.
All right, this is the Lord. And Geekfam, I think that they will try to contest this slot. And BTR, they're just trying to split the positioning of Key right now. He's in the right side of the map, and there is no contest at all. What happened?
There's no contest, but Repo is going in aggressively, actually going all the way in the front, and followed by Key as well. Rupture is the main guy, getting very low right now. He is taken out, and Randy will be following quite soon. Repo will not fall, and that'll be 3-4-0 for Bigetron Alpha.
Oh man, Xuan wasn't able to crack that back weakness point, and that cost them the team fight here. Vince as well, he's just so behind as Key. Oh my god.
Going in, but one shots Vince essentially, but Xuan tries his best to make the play happen. Crossbow of Tang, flying up in the air, but not taking anyone out. Bigetron Alpha goes for the second base turret. The Lord is now marching slowly but surely towards the base, and Bigetron Alpha take no chances. They go for the end straight away. But wait a minute, the minions are not just there quite yet. The base is so low, and Bigetron Alpha will take game number 1.
Okay, a very strict game here we are seeing. An early pressure combined with a discipline from BGR. So they are just taking one objective towards another objective, and they are closing the game really fast as well, because Masha, nobody could stop this Masha since the early of the game.
I think, yeah, Masha can actually be so aggressive. And funny enough, it seems like the best way to actually go up against the Masha is to shut down the Masha in the early game.
Yeah, and it's gonna waste a lot of time.